Moin, willkommen zurück bei Everlasting Summer. Ich habe es in letzter Zeit ein bisschen vernachlässigt, aber jetzt schauen wir mal weiter. Okay, zuletzt haben wir hier mit Slavia, wie auch immer, in der Küche gesprochen und ja, eigentlich nicht wirklich was Sinnvolles erfahren. Sie könnte mehr wissen, was in diesem Camp vor sich geht, aber sie gibt nichts zu. Okay. It's strange. Ugh, ich kann nicht sprechen. It's strange that she left in such a hurry. A key bundle left in the door lock caught my attention. I was going to catch up to Slavia, but where does she live? And knocking on every door during the middle of the night didn't sound like a bright idea. Schlüssel nehmen, gehen. Lassen wir sie mal da. On the other hand, why do I need them? The night, though being dark, wasn't silent at all. One could hear chirping crickets, songs of the night birds and rustling trees from everywhere. Ach verdammt, da hätten wir uns mit dem Schlüssel auch umsehen können. Na egal. Sudden desire to follow Slaver's advice and go to the camp leader's cabin has appeared. I don't know why the look of the unknown bronze builder of communism put me into a constructive mood. I sat on the bench and started to recall everything that had happened today. That was all my constructive mood could offer. He was much brighter than near the canteen. Belated pioneers were running by, so this place did not seem scary at all. Irgendwie kommen mir diese Viecher gerade schon wieder so laut vor. Warum springen diese Einstellungen immer auf Standard zurück? Ich verstehe es nicht. So, ja. Okay. Bus, summer camp, girls. I was so tired from everything new and strange that I could not come up with a single explanation of what was going on. Außer dass du tot bist. I heard a barely noticeable rustle nearby. I shivered and looked in that direction. A girl, reading a book. Lass mich raten. Lena! I decided to come closer and talk. Sitzt sie wirklich im Busch? Hat er es gesagt, dass es im Busch raschelt? Okay. She was the only new person I met here without having even few words. Oh, der Satz ist schrecklich übersetzt. Hi, what are you reading? Lena was so surprised that she even jumped up. Vielleicht glaubt sie ist ein Geist und keiner kann sie sehen, weil immer wenn wir sie ansprechen, dann tickt sie aus. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. Never mind. She blushed and stared into the book again. So, what are you reading? On the cover was written Gone with the Wind. Oh, ein Klassiker. Darfst du überhaupt so ein amerikanisches Buch lesen? Wir sind doch hier Kommunisten, oder? Tun wir mal nicht so schlau. Honestly speaking, I haven't read it, but I think such literature suits her very well. Lena doesn't seem too interested in continuing the talk. Well, if I'm bothering you, es ist kein Talk, wenn du redest. No, she answered while still looking into the book. Can I sit aside for a while? Why? And really, why? Maybe just because I was very tired and being with company is better than being alone. And maybe I wanted to try to find out something from her. I carefully examined Lena. But no, I doubt that. Well, I don't know. I'm not allowed to? Feel free? But if I'm bothering you... Du musst wissen, wann du die Klappe halten musst, Semyon. Das musst du noch lernen. No, you don't. I can leave, just tell me. Oh, er bettelt ja drum. Everything's alright. Okay then. I sat on the end of the bench carefully. After such an intensive talk, staying here was the last thing I wanted, but it would be nice to just stand up and leave. Intensive? Man merkt, dass er sonst nur in seiner Wohnung sitzt, wenn er das für intensiv hält. Didn't really go well, huh? Lena haven't answered anything. Oh, die Übersetzung ist gerade so mies. It seems I made a fool out of myself. I bet if it was Uljana here, she'd have a good laugh at me. Do you enjoy being here? I recalled this Levia's question and thought it would be a good start for a conversation. Yes. She slightly smiled. Ist doch süß. I guess I like it too. Nina definitely seemed very sociable and probably can't support the meaningless conversation as easy as Levia. But there was something in her that attracted the attention. Like a momentary sight or reflection in your glass at a rainy autumn evening, which makes you turn around and stare into darkness, searching for something that you saw out of the corner of your eye. Of course, you weren't able to distinguish or understand what it was, but it still felt so tempting. Lena was still reading the book without paying any attention to my presence. And I had no intentions at all to ask her about anything about this camp or this world in general. Beautiful night. Yes. How in the world would you start a conversation with her? It's late, I have to go. Yes, it's quite late. Good night. Night. There was something strange in this girl. At first glance, she's a typical shy and modest pioneer girl, but the mystery of Lena took its own place in massive lists of mysteries of this camp, which I started to put together in my head. Lazy evening. There's nothing like a good time with nothing to do. Ja, das ist dein Ding, Semyon. I headed towards Olga Dimitrievna's cabin. The light in the house was on. Hello, Semyon. You are quite late. Yeah. I went for a walk to look around the camp. Alright. You will be sleeping here. Olga. She pointed her finger at one of the beds. Aber es sehen beide Betten bewohnt aus, oder? Hier stehen Schuhe, hier sind Sachen, hier ist ein BH. Oder benutzt sie das nur als Ablage? Dann ist sie immer echt schlampig. Right here. I got a bit surprised. Yeah, is something wrong? We are out of free cabins anyway. The camp leader smiled, but I'd rather think it was a smile of politeness. You do want to be a decent pioneer, don't you? There was a clear emphasis on the word decent. Yeah, sure. I got lost in thought for a moment. Don't you mind it, mademoiselle? She looked at me oddly, with surprise and some kind of offense in her eyes. Pioneers should respect the elders, Olga Dimitrievna said strictly. Of course he should, but no one argues that. I fluttered, not really realizing what was wrong. Shouldn't you also? She stared at me. Under such a gaze, even mists were forged by best dwarf masters from the deepest dungeons would melt. Ich mag die Türkei. Should I what? What's up, Tad? Amusement and lack of understanding made me talk a little louder. You must address adults appropriately. Yes, of course, there are a lot of strange things here. But this girl is just a couple of years older than me. Or maybe even younger. But I decided not to argue. While just a few moments ago I would never call her adult, I have to admit she was also given a strong character. And in any case, I wasn't in a position to argue. As you say, ma'am, I've mumbled. That's way better. This is how a decent pioneer should conduct oneself. And now it's time to sleep. Honestly speaking, I wasn't going to become neither decent nor an indecent pioneer. Just yesterday I wasn't going to become a pioneer at all. But do I have a choice now? No desire will put you down with fire. This is a motto Olga Dimitrievna was probably going to use. I went into the bed and closed my eyes, only to realize how tired I was after today. Something hammered in my head awfully, as if my brain started a night shift. And they seemed to be aimed more at rolling the steel than working with something more sensitive. The bus flew through my mind, and the square with the monument, canteen full of pioneers, the malicious face of Ilyana. Slavia, im Bikini natürlich. Lena. And even recalling Ilissa hadn't given me much of a negative feeling. What if I'm here for good? Day 2. I was having a dream. Hatten wir nicht gerade schon einen Traum? It seemed like I was in some kind of vacuum with nothing but nothing around me. But not only around, I was the only creature in the universe. And if the universe had returned to some state of singularity right before the Big Bang, and something was just about to happen. Suddenly I heard a voice. I could not make out the words, but it sounded familiar. The voice was whispering something gently, as if lulling. And then I realized it was the voice of that stranger girl from the bus. The girl from the dream. But what is she trying to tell me? Who is she? I woke up. Whoa. Bright sunlight was hitting my eyes. It was almost noon. Huh? Und da wird man nicht geweckt im Pionierlager? Okay. After stretching lazily on the bed and yawning, I started to recall the previous day. In few seconds, all its events passed before my eyes. The bus, the camp, the local inhabitants. No, that's just wrong. Not this whole situation, not me being here. It was wrong by default. My attitude towards what was happening was wrong. Because yesterday I fell asleep here just like that, and before it I chatted nicely with the local pioneers. I even managed to come up with some jokes. How could I be like that in such a situation? I should be frightened, startled by every little rustling, should avoid all contact with potentially hostile creatures. Nein, Sam, Jordan, fall nicht wieder zurück in deine alten Verhaltensweise. Nein. The last day's events were getting hazy, like I had a hangover. This really feels like a morning after a heavy drinking party. The yesterday's natural, flawless, absolutely normal conduct becomes a nightmare in the morning. A grotesque illustration to the divine comedy. Ich finde die Musik immer noch zu laut. Außerdem furchtbar. Yes, it's just like that, and I can't change the past now. Then again, I had probably assessed the situation and was acting accordingly. I glanced around, trying to figure out if I had not been thrown somewhere else, but Olga Dimitrievna's cabin looked the same as yesterday. Everything seemed to be in its place except for a set of pioneer uniform which was hanging from the bed head. I fumbled with it in distrust and tried it afterwards. Anyways, this is better than walking around in winter clothes. Wish I could see myself, bet I look like a clown. And for that I needed a mirror. At least a tiny one. Ist auch eine. Ah ja, and it was finally found on the wardrobe door. Oh ja, finally. Musste einmal komplett gucken, diesen Spiegel hier zu sehen. Holy! Ja, kein Bart mehr, ne? I was looking at the newfound pioneer and jumped away in surprise. There was some teenager on the other side of the mirror. He resembled me, but he wasn't me. Where did the weak stumble go? Where were the bags under my eyes, the slouch, the deathly fatigue in my face? Oh ja, krank ist das neue sexy. It seemed that it had not been thrown back in time or into parallel reality, but instead simply changed bodies with someone else. Oder dass du vielleicht jünger bist. Right, that's real simple. Such things happen every day. I took a closer look at the stranger, and only then I realized that it actually was me. Na bitte. It just wasn't the today me, but the one from between school and university years. Well, at least that's something. There you go. The person in extreme situation did fail to notice the elephant in the room. But the camp leader noticed it, and last night she told me off for addressing her without proper respect. Ah, screw that. Doubt my appearance affects anything else. If the clock wasn't lying, the breakfast was long over. Oh well, I'll try to find something in the canteen. It worked out well yesterday with Levia, didn't it? These memories made me smile involuntarily. The sun was shining brightly outside, light breeze was blowing. A beautiful summer day. Endless summer. I had not felt so good in the morning for a few years. All problems were gone, vanished into the clouds that were as white as snow. Olga Dimitrievna came out of nowhere. Zack. Ah, der Hut! Oh my god. Good morning, Semyon. Morning. I smiled, doing my best to show that, no matter what, my morning was indeed good. You only... Oh, ich vergesse ganz ihre Stimme. Es tut mir leid. Aber jetzt. You only arrived yesterday, so I decided not to wake you up. But the breakfast... Never mind. Here, take this. She handed me something wrapped in paper. Judging by the oily stains, there had to be sandwiches inside. Oh, thank you. Now, go wash yourself. I was about to leave. Wait a second. Olga Dimitrievna quickly ran into the house and came out to shove a small bag into my hands. Inside I found a toothbrush, soap, a small towel, and something else. I did not look too closely. A pioneer should always be clean and tidy. Let me do your neckerchief properly for the first time. Yours is dangling. You should do it yourself once you learn how to. Do we have to? I'm going to wash myself now. Yeah, right. I could hook onto the tap and strangle me. Fine, later then. And don't forget about the lineup. Pencil, paper, drawing lines. You don't forget such things. What lineup? What do you mean, what lineup? She frowned. It's Monday today. Weird. Ja, die Stimme. Weird. My approximations were telling me it's Sunday. Then again, a shift in the day of the week is not the worst thing. Usually, we have lineups early in the morning, before breakfast. But it's Monday today, so we are having it at 12 o'clock. Hat er nicht gesagt, ist es schon nun? Naja, fast nun wahrscheinlich. Don't be late. Alright, but where? At the square. Where else? There were no reasons to arguing. I headed to the bathing place. Die Lichtreflexe sehen gut aus. I knew I could forget about separate showers and toilet, but at the sight of this all-functioning, decaying socialism, funny turtle with a tin shell, paw taps, and ceramic belly, I felt sick. I was not a squeamish person, but nevertheless, standing there, I realized that there was still some minimal level of habitual comfort, which I found troublesome to do without. It's often like that. When you lose things that you thought were ordinary and common, you suddenly understand just how essential they were. Ah, screw this. As if I had a choice. Ich möchte mal sagen, dass bei vielen Ausflügen, wo ich gezeltet habe, ich froh gewesen wäre über diese Waschgelegenheit. The water was ice cold. While washing my hands was not an issue, washing my face and my mouth became a big problem. There was no toothpaste in the bag, which Olga Dimitrievna gave me. I could brush my teeth without it, but there was a small round box wrapped into the towel. Tooth powder. Cute. 1 point for me being somewhere in the past. Ich hoffe, wir sind bald aus dem Bildschirm raus, weil das Wasser rauschen geht mir auf den Keks. I washed myself quickly, also due to the ice cold water. Ah ja. Someone was coming quickly, or more like running towards me. I turned around. Ja, die hat am meisten verschiedene Klamotten bisher, ne? It was Slavia, dressed in a tracksuit. So, ich muss einen Schluck trinken. Okay. The girl would probably look good in anything. Pioneer uniform, bikini and probably even in a spacesuit. Er findet sie schon ganz gut, ne? Hey there! Yeah, I mean, what's up? Good morning! Yeah. Guck ihr nicht nur auf die Brüste, Mann. Yeah, real smooth. Why didn't you come for breakfast? I overslept. I said it as if I was proud about it. I overslept. But Olga Dimitrievna gave me some sandwiches. Oh, great then. Don't forget about the lineup. Yeah, sure. As if I could forget. Right, I gotta run. Enjoy yourself. She waved me goodbye and disappeared beyond the path turn. Looks like a couple of minutes till the lineup. I should quickly pass by my home to drop my washing bag and eat my sandwiches and then head to the square. I swung open the door of the camp leader's cabin and rushed inside, as if jumping into the last car of a departing train. It didn't turn out to be the best idea, because inside I found Olga Dimitrievna, who was changing. Oh, I froze on the spot, trying not to breathe. Finally, the camp leader noticed me. Semyon! I looked away immediately. Hierzu muss ich sagen, dass man hier eigentlich ein Bild sieht von ihr mit dem Rücken zu einem, wie sie gerade ihren BH zumacht. Und da ist überhaupt nichts Explizites bei. Ich wundere mich jetzt ein bisschen, warum das ausgeblendet wurde. Ich habe schon gehört, dass Team das Spiel entschärft hat, aber das war wirklich nicht verfänglich. Da sieht man Schlimmeres in einer Letter-Werbung im öffentlichen Fernsehen. Na gut, okay. Ja, I looked away immediately. Heard about knocking? Now get out! Stumpf. Yeah, that was real clumsy. Although I did like the sight. Olga Dimitrievna followed me out in a minute. Here, take this. Now it's your home too. She handed me a key. I put it in my pocket. Home. Of course, if you disregard how phantasmagoric the current events were, this camp was far from being the worst place on earth, but to call it home, just after 1 day spent here, I doubt I'll ever be able to do. Alright, let's go, we're late. But what about the sandwiches? Just eat it on the way. We were passing along the lines of pioneer cabins. While I was tucking away the ham sandwiches, Olga Dimitrievna kept on talking and talking. She was buzzing like a game of Operation with Parkinson's. But I cared about nothing but the food. Understood? You weren't listening! Mann, er ist ein Mann und isst grad. Lass ihn doch mal in Ruhe. Sorry. Today is your first day of your new life as a pioneer. And you should do your best so that it becomes a happy life. Yeah, definitely. Sie sagt das so, als wären wir da wirklich für immer. I am serious. A pioneer has many duties. Great responsibility is conferred to him. To participate in social work, to head the juniors, to study, and to study again. Der Gesichtsausdruck ist super. We all here like one big family. And you will become a part of it. Yeah, a part. I'd even sign a party membership card if it could save me from listening to this nonsense. I hope that after your term here is over, you'll keep the most pleasant memories about our camp. Memories that will last your whole life. And when will this term end? Why do you keep asking silly things? It seems I won't get any information from her. A shame, really. This world appears to be friendly, but it never bothered to introduce itself to me. Perhaps now I take things somewhat easier than yesterday. It seems like we have some unspoken ceasefire with it. It isn't trying to hurt me, but I'm forbidden from asking questions. Of course, the situation isn't a pleasant one, but what can I do about it? A bad peace is better than a good dispute. The most important thing for you now is to make the best of the time you will spend here. I'll do my best. Honestly, I was very tired from this conversation. It would be good to know where is that here? But we came to the square. So, und ich glaube, das sehr spannende Line-Up werden wir beim nächsten Mal machen. Werfen wir noch einen letzten Blick auf Facepalm und sind gespannt, was uns das nächste Mal erwartet. Das war's erstmal von eurem Nerdmädchen. Macht euch einen schönen